I've had a lot of requests for strawberry biscuits, so I decided to make some using a simple buttermilk biscuit recipe, some freeze-dried strawberries, powdered sugar, and vanilla, and topped them with a buttery vanilla drizzle, and they turned out so good I'd love to share them with you. In under 6 minutes, I'll show you how to make them. We'll start by crushing 1 ounce of freeze-dried strawberries. I like the tart punch of strawberry flavor the freeze-dried strawberries add, and they don't seem to weigh down the flaky layers. In a mixing bowl, add 2½ cups of all-purpose flour. Add 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1¼ teaspoon salt, and 1/4 cup powdered sugar. Next, stir in the freeze-dried strawberries, and you'll notice I left a few pieces a little bigger than the others. Add 1 stick of cold grated butter, and I'm using unsalted butter. If you happen to have salted butter, just leave 1/4 teaspoon of the salt out. Toss the butter together with the flour mixture, and I'm using my favorite pastry fork for this. Add 1 cup of buttermilk and 1/2 teaspoon vanilla. Blend together just until most of the flour is mixed in. Use your hands to finish the mixing, and I like to just gently fold the dough over onto itself a few times until all the flour is mixed in. But you'll still want to see little bits of butter and strawberries. Wrap the dough in plastic wrap, press into a rough square shape, and chill in the freezer for about 20 minutes while your oven preheats to 400 degrees, and you can prepare a baking sheet with parchment paper while you wait. After the dough chills, lightly flour your work surface and roll the dough to about 1/2 inch thick. Try to keep the corners square because we'll be folding the dough into quarters to create layers in your biscuits. After you make the first fold, brush away some of the excess flour off of the top of the dough. Square up the corners and make 1 more fold. Lightly press the dough together, and this time roll to about 1 inch thick. You can get about 7 to 8 standard-sized biscuits with this recipe, and I'll leave links in the description for things like biscuit cutters, the cute berry dish towel, and the French-style rolling pin that I used earlier, also the other J.K. Adams rolling pin, and all my favorite kitchen items. Place on a parchment-lined baking sheet. You could use a smaller baking sheet than I'm using here. As long as there's at least 1 inch between each biscuit, that's plenty of room. Brush the tops with a little extra buttermilk to help with browning. Bake in a preheated 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes, but keep check on the browning. For the last 8 minutes of baking, I turned mine down to 350. All ovens are different, so just make sure the tops are nice and brown and they're baked all the way through. While the biscuits are baking, you can prepare the drizzle. Start with 1½ cups powdered sugar, add in 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2½ tablespoons of half and half, or you could use whole milk, and 1 teaspoon vanilla. Stir together until nice and smooth and set aside. When the biscuits come out of the oven, Let them cool for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then drizzle the tops with your buttery vanilla glaze. These biscuits make a delicious dessert or breakfast, or a special treat with a hot cup of coffee. They're ready to serve warm, or if you want to bake them ahead of time, they reheat really well in the oven. Just wait and drizzle after you reheat. This is my new favorite recipe, and I hope you'll love it just as much as my family and friends do. For a printable recipe, visit my website at doublestopbakeshop.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.